The Chicago History Museum has a new exhibit called Silver Screen to Mainstream, featuring American fashion from the 1930s all the way through the 40s. Here to tell us all about it is the curator, Associate Professor of Fashion Design at Columbia College, Virginia Heaven. Hi, Virginia. Hi. Thank you so much for being here. I love fashion, and I feel like this exhibit is going to be something that anyone who adores fashion should see. So tell us a little bit more about the exhibit.
The idea behind it is that American fashion, American style often gets overlooked in favor of European style. And so I sort of look back to the early 20th century and really discover that the first influences of fashion were really movie costume designers, and they developed a distinctive American style.
Right. What's so fascinating about the 30s and the 40s?
I think because this is a time when what we really look at as glamour really emerged in a very strong way, and it came out of the movies. So people identified very closely with the glamorous look and the unusual freedoms of women that they experienced in the movies.
Right. Do you feel like a lot of modern day fashion is patterned off of what we're seeing from the 30s or 40s, or should it be?
I think absolutely. If you look at these pieces, there's 30 pieces in the exhibition, and I would say all of them could be worn today with pretty much confidence that you would look great and fit in.
Yeah. How long does the exhibit run?
It runs until January 2020.
Oh, so we've got plenty of time to check it out.
Yeah, but hurry up.
But hurry up. And you're going to give us reason to hurry, because right now we're going to look at some of your favorite pieces, right? So let's start off, very first one, the gold waist dress.
That is Elsa Schiaparelli, who was a designer out of Paris. She was Italian. It's a very contemporary piece, which is why it was selected. And it was also to indicate that Chicagoans, even in the Great Depression, were rather wealthy. Some were still rather wealthy, even though there was 40% unemployment. And they used to go to Paris to buy their fashion. Many of them did.
Wow, this is stunning.
It is a stunning piece, and lots of people see it and wish they could have a reproduction made.
Yeah, how can we get that done? All right, let's take a look at the next one. It's the orange dress.
This is actually the piece that most people that come to the exhibition want personally. It has a plunging front neckline and a plunging back neckline. And interestingly, the belt is made of plastic with glass diamonds, which was a very new material at the time and very sort of on trend. It was a Chicago piece, Sally K. Greenbaum, and she was originally a stylist and a buyer in New York, but then opened a business in Chicago. When
you say plastic, are you talking about like PVC plastic?
It's plastic, yeah.
Wow.
So there's a couple of them in the exhibition, and they were very high fashion.
Wow, let's talk about the house dress.
The house dress is one of my favorites. This is a couple of them, and I think people forget that the 30s impact the average American very profoundly. But one of the main ingredients of staying on top of what was a terrible time period of the Great Depression was to keep up appearances. And women tried really hard by making their own clothes or remaking clothes or buying dresses from catalogs.
Right. Right. I remember my mother used to wear, we called them house coats. I don't know. Yeah, house coats, house dress, right? You remember that, right? Oh, man, we got to bring that back. And then finally, let's talk about the beige orange dress.
Well, this is my favorite piece. It's also the key to the exhibition in that it is both silver screen and mainstream. Howard Grier is a son of Illinois, was a son of Illinois, and then worked in Chicago with Lucille, and then was in World War I. He has this incredible history. He was in Hollywood from the early 20s. But in 1927, he went mainstream as well. He opened his own private dress label. So he still stayed designing for movies. In 1940, he designed the costumes for a movie called My Favorite Wife, which was starring Irene Dunne and Cary Grant. And a version of that dress was worn in the movie the same year he released it in his mainstream collection. So it straddles both concepts here.
Right. What makes this one your favorite? I've seen so many beautiful ones.
Well, I think it's very indicative of the graphic nature of movies at the time, because they were black and white. People didn't know that there were, you didn't see color. So it had to be a very graphic image, and I think it's a beautiful piece.
It is stunning. It is stunning. Thank you so much, Virginia, for coming on and telling us about the exhibit. The exhibit will be on display at the Chicago History Museum through January 20th, but as Virginia said, hurry up.